Hello everybody, welcome to Blue Goose Garage. So like I said yesterday, there would be some in here, and there is. A lot of them's already flew off, but I'm gonna go get something to kill that with, and try to knock the heater core box and stuff down. But I got to take and get a saw and cut what's left of that dash loose. Alright, so I got the heater box out of it, the dash out of it. The heater core, I'm going to pressure wash that real good and then pressure test it, and if it's good I might use it, but I have a feeling that the bottom corner is rotted because it's green and white and brittle looking. So might not use that. And I know really it's too much aggravation to put a heater core in a car. Just buy a new one. Well, the one that's in my car was also used and it ran about a year, and now it's seeping. So if this one's not leaking, it might run a year, and it saves me money. I can kick that bucket on down the road. But so far it's looking like the only thing I'm going to have off of here is what's left of the heater box, and I'm only wanting that for the cables, and one of them's been cut. But I would think, carefully grind that back and leave this, and then clamp to both of them if I can get that unstuck, because it really only has one purpose to have those cables, and that is shutting the heater off. So, because Courtney here, she could say that my heater's stuck on that car.
It is.
So, I don't really want to bypass the heater core. I actually want to fix that. So, I'm having to try to fix the cables and the leak. So, might end up buying a new heater core. Don't really like doing that, but I might have to. And I took this dash out. Here's a little neat factoid for you. That's Malibu. Wood grain. That's only on Malibus. So if you, I don't want to be that guy, but if you happen to be at a car show and you see a really nice 67 Super Sport and it looks right, and then you look inside the car and that's wood grain, at least that part came from a Malibu. And more than likely, the car was, and somebody swapped some stuff. Not every time, but, you know, general rule of thumb is if you've got the wood grain, you've got a Malibu. Super Sports, that's not wood grain, that is black textured plastic with chrome around it or silver around it, but it's not wood grain. I've never seen one of these before on any Chevelle I've ever messed with, any 67 I've ever messed with. I've not really looked either, but that is a light socket for under the dash footwell. It's only got this one. I don't know if it would have had that one too. It probably would have had that one, I guess. I don't know. Again, I've not had a Chevelle that had wiring for that. But I might end up going online and figuring out what this is. But we're going to take a guess first. We like guessing. I'm going to guess that this, since it's a jumper harness, is something speaker related for the radio. And what isn't something to do with this car, but I thought I'd show you. 69 Chevelle fender marker. What side's that? Doesn't say. But it's Guide 69. So, you kind of get the impression that when cars were taken apart, parts just got put back in whatever they were next to. And I guess somebody took some stuff off of that 69, or it fell off when it was getting moved and got put in that car. So I'm going to take one or two more things off, and I got my emotional support Courtney out here so she can hold my hand and make sure that I'm not afraid of the flying buzz, even though she's allergic to them.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just don't like them. She don't like them and is allergic to them. So she's got a reason not to like them.
Pretty much.
I'm just scaredy. So I figure the only other things I'm going to get off this car from the inside is speaker mount, windshield duct, dash brace, and maybe the steering column braces. I don't really need those though, but I'll take them off. Parking brake, maybe the parking brake, and maybe something here. And listen, I'm saying all this stuff against Malibus because anytime I go to a car show, there's always an old man with a cane. Now, it's not always the same old man with a cane, but there's always an old man with a cane. And usually he has tennis shoes, shorts, and a button shirt. And he's your old, we'll call him a boomer, and he'll walk up to my car, or they walk up to my car, and they start pointing out things that's not right. They start pointing out parts that are Malibu or not supposed to be on that car, or that's not how that's supposed to mount, or any of that. So, you know, I'm not saying if your car is a Malibu that it's not worth having, because to each their own. But he'll tell you that, and that's not supposed to be on there. Don't you like people like that?
Oh yeah.
They're just awesome, ain't they? We're representing Jackson, Michigan, and Tennessee. Jackson, Michigan.
No, it just gets annoying just because, like...
They're not the one that literally sweated and bled onto the car to build it.
I mean, as long as it looks like what you're trying to achieve, why does it matter if you have Malibu parts or not? Like,
because it's not supposed to be there, according to the old man.
You know, we're not in the 60s anymore. It's
And
not
he's
like the car came
irritable.
off the assembly line like that. Like,
No, I mean, it came off the assembly line like that and then got wrecked 40 years ago. And everybody else needed to correct parts for their car, so I'm the one putting it together with junk.
well,
But that ain't supposed to be on there. They get real angry when you point out things wrong with their car too.
well, that's why you give them like a GoFundMe or a Cash App or something and be like, well, if you want the parts that need to go on there, send me the money to do it or get me the parts to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Now there's only really one other thing that's going to be a pain to unbolt off the front of this car. And that's the idler arm. Now the reason that's a pain is something put all that grass in that frame rail. And I've been running into bees everywhere. So that rat's nest probably turned into a hornet's nest or something.
probably.
You want to get that out of that?
No.
You don't want to get it out of that?
No, because I don't know what's in it.
Me neither.
It might
But
try to come bite me.
well, biting is okay. Stinging, no, not
I'd
so
rather
much.
not have either.
But yeah, basically the idler arm, and then the steering will be off the car, and then I got to get over in there and get the proportioning valve, because I kind of think something's wrong with mine. I think that little piston inside of it moved and then didn't go back. But there's got to be a way to reset that. And normally, unless your stuff's set outside for years, it's not an issue, but mine is. So, back in a few. And we got a lone wolf.
Banana!
Banana. Alright, I've taken everything off of this that I'm going to take off of this. I was going to get the speaker bracket, but it's rusted and it's got holes in it. I took everything else off, the dash braces, the pedal assembly thing. Didn't have the pedal, but you know, the bracket part. Drag link, idler arm, I got all that off. I'm not worried about the control arms. I've got a few of them, so I'm not worried about those. Got all the spacers out of the springs. And I don't know how much of that video I made yesterday I'm going to use, but I took off stuff that I thought I might need something off of. I mean, that dash is screwed, but it does have a headlight switch bezel nut and key nut. So all these pieces and stuff I took off, parking brake assembly, some wiring that was in the car, and included in that, I guess that's the engine harness, what's left of it. I don't need that, but somebody else might, or I might one of these days. You never know. And I took that off because it seems like people ask about those sometimes, so I decided to save it. And I've got the dash braces, including the two for the column. So I've got all three bars. Rusted to death heater box, but I might be able to save some of those cables, use those, and any cable I save is one I don't have to buy. Even though, well, I'd buy a new one if they actually, you know, if they were made right and stuff, I guess. But here's the drag link and idler arm. I actually need an idler arm on my car, so if I can get this to grease and loosen up and it still feels good, I'll probably use it. An inner and an outer tie rod end, that should be okay to run. And this one, if I straightened it, drag link, spindles, oddball parts and stuff like that. I'm going to get all that off this truck and then take this to the foundry. That and probably the other roof I've got down there, maybe a 70 Malibu hood, just to try to make the trip worth making. Alright, so there's what's left of that Malibu on there, the roof off that Malibu, and the roof off of my 67, and a few other small things. We're in here at Greenville Iron, or whatever they're calling that now. I went ahead and unhooked the cable from it, so I'm hoping they can just go ahead and pick it up off the truck. But I'll be back here in a few and I'll show you how much that brought. Might pay for the gas. Alright, so like I said in the first video, in 1971 Dad gave 20 bucks for that car, and it was a complete car. And in 2025 I took maybe a third of it to the foundry. They had it brought $43.40.